Their stories buried beneath the ocean, whispers of civilizations that rose, ruled, and then vanished without a trace. Among them, none is more haunting than Atlantis, a city of unimaginable splendor lost to the sea in a single, fateful night. Was it myth, or was it memory of a world long forgotten by time? For thousands of years, one name has echoed through the corridors of myth and mystery: Atlantis. First mentioned by the Greek philosopher Plato around 360 BCE, the tale of Atlantis has captured imaginations like no other lost civilization. Plato described a majestic island empire located beyond the Pillars of Hercules, today known as the Strait of Gibraltar. This kingdom was said to be larger than Libya and Asia combined, filled with riches, majestic architecture, and unparalleled technology. It was a society that at its peak rivaled even the gods. Yet in a single day and night, this glorious civilization was swallowed by the sea and vanished without a trace. Was it an allegory, a warning from a philosopher, or a historical truth buried beneath the waves? The origin of Atlantis lies in Plato's dialogues Timaeus and Critias, where he recounts a story allegedly passed down from Egyptian priests to the Athenian lawmaker Solon. In these writings, Plato claims that the Egyptians preserved records of a mighty empire that once attempted to conquer the known world, but was stopped by ancient Athens. This tale, layered with philosophical teachings, has long been debated as either moral fiction or forgotten history. The sheer depth of detail in Plato's account, including the city's layout, its climate, natural resources, and social structure, has led many to believe that there may have been a real civilization behind the legend. Capital. According to the description, Atlantis was a marvel of urban planning and environmental mastery. Its capital was designed in concentric circles of land and water, linked by canals and guarded by towering walls coated in shining metals, orichalcum, gold, and silver. Temples to the gods, particularly Poseidon, dominated the landscape. The central island housed a magnificent palace, surrounded by exotic gardens, hot springs, and sacred temples. It was a utopia in every sense, abundant in food, blessed with mild weather, and governed by wise kings descended from the gods themselves. The Atlanteans were pioneers of their time in agriculture, engineering, and sea power. But as with many great civilizations, power gave rise to arrogance. Over time, the Atlanteans grew greedy, prideful, and corrupt. They no longer honored the divine laws and sought to dominate all lands. Their ambition led them to wage war against nations across Europe and Africa. It was then that ancient Athens, described as a noble and virtuous city, stood in their way and defeated them. As punishment for their moral decay, the gods, particularly Poseidon, unleashed cataclysmic forces. Earthquakes shook the ground and tidal waves rose from the sea. In one terrible night, the entire island of Atlantis disappeared beneath the ocean, lost forever. For centuries, scholars and adventurers have searched for clues. Could such a place have truly existed? Numerous theories have emerged. Some believe Atlantis was a real civilization that fell victim to natural disaster, such as a volcanic eruption or tsunami. The eruption of the island of Thera, modern-day Santorini, around 1600 BCE, is often cited as a possible origin of the myth. Thera's sudden destruction and its advanced Minoan culture bear striking similarities to Plato's tale. Could the memory of Thera have morphed into the legend of Atlantis over time? Others look to the Atlantic Ocean itself, proposing that Atlantis lies beneath the sea, perhaps near the Azores Islands. Some claim it existed in the Caribbean or even Antarctica, hidden under layers of ice. From ocean floors to desert sands, countless expeditions have searched for ruins, artifacts, and submerged cities, but none have confirmed the existence of Atlantis. Satellite images and sonar scans have revealed mysterious patterns under the ocean, sparking new waves of speculation, but hard evidence remains elusive. Still, the legend refuses to die. Atlantis has become more than a lost city. It is a symbol of a forgotten golden age, a time when humanity lived in harmony with nature and the divine. In modern culture, Atlantis appears in films, books, video games, and conspiracy theories. It represents the eternal human hope that somewhere beneath the ocean or buried under the earth lies the truth of our forgotten past. Every generation brings new explorers, convinced they are the ones who will finally uncover the truth. Critics argue that Atlantis was never meant to be taken literally. They believe Plato crafted the story as a philosophical metaphor to contrast the ideal society of Athens with the corrupt empire of Atlantis. The entire narrative, they say, is a tool to teach values, a myth wrapped in historical flavor. And yet, Plato insisted that his account was based on true events passed down through generations. Was it just a literary device? Or did he know something the world has since forgotten? What makes Atlantis so enduring is not just the mystery, but the possibility. The idea that a whole civilization could rise to greatness, fall to ruin, and be completely erased by nature, yet still remembered through myth, taps into something deep within us. If Atlantis was real, what secrets did it hold? What knowledge, technology, and wisdom were lost beneath the waves? And if it wasn't real, why has the world never let the story go? In the end, Atlantis remains one of history's greatest riddles, a blend of fact and fiction, science and speculation. Whether it existed as a real place or it lives only in our collective imagination, its story continues to inspire exploration, debate, and wonder. Perhaps someday, buried under ocean sediment or encased in ancient stone, we may find proof. Until then, Atlantis remains lost, not only to history, but to the very soul of humanity's quest to remember who we once were and what we might become again. Thanks for watching.